we're not just saving time, we're saving energy and the whole piece. And that's where get in the cab, and that's where it gets really fun. I've had the pleasure of working with Jean-Luc and getting this baler into the North American market and showing people what it can do. It's been a fantastic opportunity. Let's talk about some of the new things that makes it very, very different from what John Deere offered previously.
So the big new thing is start here in the feeding system. We have a new feeding system with high capacity. It's a 2.2 meter wide pickup with 5 tine bar, high capacity, and behind it we have a wide, big diameter feeding rotor with integrated inline big diameter feeding auger as well. So that guarantees high capacity, high speed.
What he's talking about is that feed area there. There's a lot of geometry that's changed, updated, and you sneak a peek inside here. That rotor, some of the other ones don't have that small auger at the side to bring it in. It's one continuous shaft that runs across, and they've changed the geometry. There's very large flighting on this side and the other side that feeds that rotor chamber inside there. And you couple that with the angle that it actually goes into the knives, into the chamber. It allows for more of a transition from that pickup to the cutter into the chamber to start building that pressure.
And together, coupled with the rotor, you get a set of 15 knives. It's either one set of 15 knives or 2 sets, one set of 8, one set of 7, that you can use independently. So one set in the morning, one set in the afternoon, and then it guarantees that you always work with sharp knives, because cutting quality is key.
Changing the knives has been very easy. There's a few buttons in the cab, and using one of the SCBs, we hit it quickly, it drops down. You open the back up, you engage the safety, one lever, and those knives come out, and there's a nice place to store them. Having that set, you can send back to a person in the shop to sharpen them the next day, so you can always have a piece there. That's very hard steel. We've noticed in our 400 plus bales that is very hard steel. It does maintain sharpness, and even when you keep resharpening it, it's not light steel. This is very hard material. And such too, you see that with the pressure it's building the cab, that it's keeping that pressure as the material going through. It's a superior product to many other ones.
Yeah, you talk about pressure. You can actually adjust the pressure you want on your knife depending on your crop condition and also your ground condition. For instance, if you are in stony field, you would like to have less pressure to enable your knife to escape the stones and keep your knife sharp.
We've really found that with this new updated knife system and the geometry that's happening here, that's been part of the success to getting more material in this baler. It's not just the pressure of the tailgate, but the actual feeding system. You're sizing it carefully, and that goes into that bale, and this is what translates into less time in a TMR and just easier to deal with. You're making a tight piece, nice shaped bales, tying well.
And heavier bales means also less bale, so less bales to move, less net wrap, so you'll save a lot with this baler.
Wonderful.
It does mean a lot to not have to. That little bit of percentage more you can put in there is one less stop every piece. And what we found when we did demos for customers was the balers they run are great, they're functioning, but we can go a little bit farther and then tie again. And the time saving is very, very logarithmic. And you start to say, wow, we're not just saving time, we're saving energy and the whole piece. And that's where get in the cab, and that's where it gets really fun. So this particular one is automated, and that's fantastic. So in a regular machine, you have to run the SCB, you open it up after it's tied, and you do that. With this machine tied to it, engage the automation, you just have to steer, the back comes up, after it's tied, it comes down, nice and carefully, the right amount of time, one light blinks, you resume, and you're ready to go again. We tried to time ourselves with both ways, doing it manually, with the remote and with the automation, and a person can't, we tried it over and over, we couldn't do it as fast as automation. So that does save quite a bit of time.
Yeah, sure. And it's comfortable. It's a lot of comfort. You cannot imagine how comfortable, how you don't feel tired after one full day of
that's what
operating.
I'm noticing too. The neat thing is though too, it does have a G5E monitor, but we've had one of our customers, we put it in a 30 series Deere, which is a very popular tractor, very robust industry standard, and we were very lucky. We can't automate that, not yet. Maybe there's a way, you never know. But we've been very fortunate. It's working very consistently with that monitor, running SCBs. So we just put the cables in right in the cab. The symbols also too, to not confuse people, they're very similar to the old baler, the actual symbols, so it's not hard. The learning curve really isn't there. A person looks, even the layout, it's very similar to the old baler monitor, where things are to wrap and those components in there. So getting onto this, the last customer bought one for me. He's almost 80, and he was able to make it work. So I'm very pleased with, thank you for producing such an accessible piece of machinery.
Thank you.